August 2005. The blistering sun hung high over the Anbar governorate of Iraq, casting an unforgiving glow on the battle-hardened landscapes where the U.S. Marines clashed with the lethal mix of hardcore Iraqi Loyalist and Islamic Fundamentalist insurgents. But when the sun goes down, both sides will end with shedding blood in the cradle of civilization. Years after the successful invasion of Iraq, which was prompted by Saddam Hussein's magical disappearing weapons of mass destruction, the coalition forces headed by the U.S. are still facing great resistance from Iraqi insurgents, mixed different organizations that are opposed to the USA. They range from former Iraqi soldiers that are still loyal to Saddam to Islamic fundamentalist groups that want to establish a state that will follow strictly to their brand of interpretation of the Sharia law. On August 1, 2005, two three-man U.S. Marine Corps Reserve surveillance and target acquisition teams stationed on the outskirts of Haditha were suddenly attacked by a compact insurgent force affiliated with the Ansar al-Sunnah group. The Ansar al-Sunnah, also known as the Jamaat Ansar al-Sunnah, or the Assembly of the Helpers of Sunnah in English, was an Iraqi Sunni insurgent group that fought against U.S. troops and their local allies during the Iraq War. This group later split into two factions based on ethnicity. The swift and overwhelming attack resulted in the tragic loss of 5 team members in the clash. One of them was CPL Jeffrey A. Boscovich, 25, of North Royalton, Ohio, an aspiring police officer who planned to set a wedding date with his girlfriend when he returns home. One U.S. soldier also died in a suicide car bombing in Hit, another town along the Euphrates River. Another member went missing initially, prompting hopes of a successful escape. However, subsequent news reports revealed that the missing team member was spotted alive but wounded, being forcibly driven through the streets of Haditha while in captivity, handcuffed by the insurgents. The U.S. authorities denied the information that there was a Marina POW at the hands of the insurgents, and according to them, there were no survivors of the attack. It was August 3, 2005, and the U.S. Marines, relentless in their pursuit of insurgents haunting the Haditha-Haqqaniya corridor, were gearing up for Operation Quick Strike. The primary goal was to address the insurgents responsible for the sniper team deaths, but it also aimed to disrupt and interdict militant activities in the Haditha, Haqqaniya, and Barwana areas. The operation also aims to seal the Syrian border and halt the influx of foreign fighters and support for the insurgents. In the heart of the Euphrates River Valley, where every grain of sand seemed to tell tales of struggle, approximately 1,000 U.S. Marines from the 2nd Marine Division, flanked by 180 Iraqi soldiers, embarked on an offensive. A resilient insurgency awaits them in the form of an amalgamation of Ansar al-Sunnah, Al-Qaeda in Iraq, and other formidable Iraqi insurgents who had turned this volatile region into their own fortress of defiance. The 2nd Marine Division, consisting of highly skilled soldiers who have bravely fought in multiple offensives in Anbar, was at the forefront of Operation Quick Strike. Their unwavering determination and toughness were evident as they aimed to take back the Haditha-Haqqaniya corridor from the battle-hardened insurgents who had seized control of the region. As dawn broke, the operation commenced with a bold and strategic insertion right into the heart of the insurgency's stronghold. The thunderous noise of M1A1 Abrams tanks, helicopters slicing through the air, and jets carrying payloads of 500-pound bombs made it clear to all that the Marines had arrived. The stage was set for an intense and decisive showdown. Haditha, Haqqaniya, Barwana, and other small towns along the Euphrates became the arena for this spectacle of modern asymmetrical warfighting. Aware of the impending storm, the insurgents sought refuge in the urban labyrinth, ready to exploit the terrain to their advantage. On the morning of August 3rd, An USMC amphibious assault vehicle carrying 16 men to the initial assault struck a large roadside bomb. The vehicle was obliterated, resulting in the tragic loss of 15 lives, including an Iraqi civilian interpreter. The lone survivor, a young man from Mississippi, miraculously survived despite being ejected from the airborne vehicle. However, he suffered severe burns across the majority of his body. "Sweep and clear" became the mantra as Marines, guided by Iraqi Special Operations Forces, plunged into the contested zones. The insurgency cunningly resisted with sporadic small arms fire and rocket-propelled grenades. But the Marines, with the thunder of Abrams tanks reverberating, pressed forward. On the morning of August 5, 2005, the Iraqi Special Operations Forces launched an airstrike on insurgents who were taking cover in buildings situated outside Haqqaniya, which is approximately 7 kilometers southwest of Haditha. The insurgents were shooting small arms at the Iraqi forces from these buildings. The Marine pilots carried out the attack on these insurgents, who were using the buildings as a shield. The insurgents relentlessly persisted, utilizing a combination of positional warfighting and guerrilla tactics to achieve their objectives. Their battlefield tactics emphasized mobility and flexibility, with the intention of wearing down the U.S. forces to gain attritional victory. In this conflict, both sides are engaged in a constant tug of war to gain the upper hand, leveraging maneuverability to outmatch each other. In the midst of turmoil and uncertainty, the perseverance and determination of the Marines and Iraqi SOFs shone through. They discovered a pair of buildings rigged with tripwires and filled with 155 mm artillery rounds, a surprise left by the cunning insurgents. But they did not falter. They faced the danger head-on and successfully neutralized the threat. They stood firm in their commitment to drive out the insurgents by leveling the structures using the U.S. Marines helicopters' firepower and denying the enemy their trap. On August 6, 2005, the U.S. Marines discovered 2 weapons caches in caves outside of Haqqaniya. These small caves were located near the Euphrates riverbank and were several hundred meters apart. According to reports, the caves were only big enough to hide a person and a small cache. The first cave was found at 9 a.m., and it contained an RPG launcher, a medium machine gun, several assault rifles, and bomb-making materials. The second cave, on the other hand, contained 151 artillery rounds and a propane tank, commonly used for bomb construction. On August 8, soldiers from the Iraqi Security Force and Marines belonging to Regimental Combat Team 2 uncovered an explosive device in a building located in Haqqaniya. The device consisted of 3 155 mm artillery rounds, each weighing over 100 pounds, intricately wired to a desk inside the structure. After careful assessment, the Marines concluded that the explosives posed a significant risk if removed. Consequently, the bomb was safely neutralized within the building. The following day, on August 9, 2005, Marines made a discovery in northern Haqqaniya, a facility dedicated to the production of car bombs. Within this facility, 6 vehicles were equipped with explosives, each at different stages of completion. To ensure the safety of the area, all the rigged vehicles were systematically destroyed, leading to observed secondary explosions, as noted by the Marines. The insurgency proved to be a formidable adversary, constantly adapting and maneuvering through the complex web of urban and rural landscapes. The Haditha-Haqqaniya corridor allowed them to melt away, always ready to launch their next attack if the instances were favorable for them. Al-Qaeda in Iraq demonstrated a rare moment of caution as they decided not to attack the Marines in Haditha. In a statement posted in a mosque in Haditha, They announced that they would avoid fighting the Marines to prevent harming civilians. However, it remains unclear whether this demonstrated the power of compassion even amid conflict, an operational maneuver, or simply a tactical retreat. Operation Quick Strike was a successful mission, but it faced setbacks. The deadliest roadside bombing of the war killed 14 Marines, casting a somber shadow over the operation. The investigation into the blast revealed that the insurgents had not given up their struggle, as they had used 3 anti-tank mines. This was a chilling reminder that even though they were facing the most powerful army in the world, the insurgents still had a grip on the conflict. Overall, the Marines suffered 20 KIA and 1 WIA, while the insurgents suffered 40 KIA. There were no reports if there were wounded or killed Iraqi soldiers during the operation. The aftermath of Operation Quick Strike in Haditha revealed a significant impact on the local population. 2 military-aged males were detained on August 1, 2005, in a house adjacent to the sniper incident site, and later, in a subsequent raid in late August 2005, 7 more Iraqi males were apprehended. The detainees were flown to Al-Assad Air Base for interrogation. Notably, 6 out of the 7 individuals detained in the later raid confessed to their involvement in the killing of snipers. In early 2006, 8 Iraqi men associated with the sniper incident faced trial were found guilty and subsequently executed. The operation carried out in the province of Anbar has disrupted the activities of various insurgent groups. However, it is important to note that while the battle may be over, the war still continues. Even after the operation, gunshots were still a common occurrence in the province as the insurgency persists. Later on, the province would also become one of the deadliest battlegrounds against the Islamic State terrorists. The Haditha-Haqqaniya Corridor Operation, also known as Operation Quick Strike, stands as a significant chapter in Iraq's history. It showcased the incredible bravery and sacrifices made by the Marines, achieving numerous victories in Iraq. Their determination and hard-fought successes deserve recognition. However, the aftermath of the Iraq invasion and war has left a complex legacy. Despite the valor displayed by our troops, the country still grapples with insurgency, rooted in different structural problems that Iraq is still facing up to this day. In addressing insurgencies, we must tread carefully, ensuring that our actions don't inadvertently fuel further conflicts. Counterinsurgency, COIN, has never been won by military actions alone. Political action has proven itself more vital in COIN efforts. The mission of the USA is far from over in Iraq. Brave U.S. forces are still deployed, fulfilling their duty to protect the development of democracy in Iraq. We should reflect on the courage and sacrifices of those who fought for peace and democracy. Whether you were pro or anti to the invasion of Iraq, remember that it is not contradictory to support the troops. It is a matter of separating the individuals who serve in the military from the political decisions of war. For those who object, remember to always treat objections with respect, while also showing appreciation for veterans' sacrifices and service. Supporting our veterans is a powerful way to honor their selfless commitment to the country they believed in and fought for. They did not fight for geopolitics. They fought for you and for the freedom that we all cherish. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. To support me, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more updates.